What's going on, everybody? Thanks for watching. Today we have some more news for you, which I found interesting. Links in description. Let's get started. So we have a couple of articles, three of them. The first one comes from Rolling Stone magazine, and in a little you'll see a screenshot on the screen of what I'm showing you. Yeah, the first article is great news for people that don't have full control of two hands. So if you're missing a hand, or for some reason one hand becomes incapacitated and you really only have use of one hand completely, this is for you. So basically an engineer 3D printed a Joy-Con attachment. This made the Joy-Cons attached to each other at what looks like a 90-degree angle. And the way the person would use it is he or she would place the Joy-Con pair attached to this thing and put it on their palm. The Joy-Cons will look up and outwards of your hand a little bit, and the user's hand hugging the Joy-Cons from the bottom will be able to use both joysticks and most buttons with all their fingers. And in the article you'll see a link to a video, or a video embedded in the article, and you can see it firsthand. The designer named is Julio Vasquez, and he made this to solve a problem he had. His friend had become incapacitated in one hand. No details on how this happened or the extent of damage, but it just says that he did this. And two things impressed me from this guy and this article. One, this guy did it for a friend. It wasn't to make money, and it wasn't for a blood relative even, like a girlfriend or a wife or whatever, or a husband, but it was for a friend. Two, it only took him a couple of weeks to perfect his attachment. This does look like it has a steep learning curve, especially for us who have two hands and both hands work normally. I have a prediction. A YouTuber or Twitch streamer will use this to do a speed run or play tournaments with one hand. I'm just thinking somebody's gonna do this, like a speed run of Zelda or something, if that even is possible. Yeah, so good for him and good for everybody that can only really use one hand. The second article I want to go over comes from Kotaku.com, and basically this is an update on the bending problem some Switch users have come across on their Switch. People note that the bending occurs only when the Switch is docked and it is used extensively. This article wants you to know that this bending or warping problem is still an issue and was not isolated when the Switch launched. The article shows many pictures, around 24 or so, of bent switches. But even if 1,000 Switch units were bent, that's still 1,000 out of 4.7 million, and that's less than 1/10 of 1%. 0.02% to be exact. And honestly, I think this bending thing has more to do with how the user uses the Switch than it has to do with the heat. How? I'm glad you asked. Let me explain. In handheld mode, you have both hands at the ends of the Switch, a long device. You push up with your fingers on the back, especially when you're in a battle and you're really tense and you're really trying to go at it, and you're trying to leverage that thing by using your palms to push it in. So you're holding it pretty tight basically. And what happens is that you make a torque motion on the device, a bending moment. I think this is causing part of the problem. I am not saying people by themselves are bending their units. Haha, yeah, I know, joke. I am saying that holding it the way it is meant to be held is causing problems in the design of it. Its inherent design. And if that's the case, then Nintendo needs to do a quick redesign and make Switches better moving forward. Yeah, that's basically it. That's my thoughts on that article. The last article I want to go over is found on express.co.uk. This article states that Nintendo Switch has seen more and better first-party exclusives in 9 months than the Xbox One has seen in 2 years. Even though the Switch hasn't been out for 9 months, but we'll go into that in a little bit. So let's see what Nintendo has released for the Switch and what Xbox has released for the Xbox, exclusives basically. So the Xbox One list that they mention is Forza Horizon 3, Gears of War 4, Quantum Break, Recore, Dead Rising 4, Halo Wars 2, Crackdown 3, Super's Lucky Tale, and Forza Motorsport 7. The Nintendo Switch list looks like this. Obviously, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, 1-2 Switch, which actually sold even better than some people thought. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, Splatoon 2, Mario X Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Pokken Tournament VX, Super Mario Odyssey, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Of course, some games have not come out yet, but we do know that they will come out on their launch dates, because once Nintendo and basically any company states a launch date, they stick to it. Sometimes it comes out to be crap, but for the most part, they stick to it, and they already know ahead of time how it's gonna be, in the sense that there seems to be less bugs, actually. Well, not really, but anyway. Zelda was delayed, but it wasn't given a date until late last year, if you remember. That's 10, and this from the article again. That's 10 blockbuster Nintendo Switch releases in 9 months, compared to just 9 Xbox One retail exclusives in 2 years. Now, we know that the games that haven't come out will sell well. At least this article is saying that, and I agree. Nintendo first-party games tend to do really well, but the tables are completely turned with third-party games. The games that get the most propaganda, and I am using that word in the most literal definition, are seen on Xbox and PlayStation 4. And PC, I guess. Basically, we have opposite consoles living off opposite games. Switch relies on first-party, and Xbox relies on third-party. If Nintendo can bridge the third-party gap, they will do so much better, and they might even be able to beat Xbox lifetime later down the line. If Xbox gets more exclusives, then it too can do a lot better. So this article just basically states that 2 different consoles are doing well based on 2 different business practices. Hopefully they can change to mimic the other one so they can do better, because that will just increase competition and will make things better for us, the consumer. Okay, well, that's it for today. Let me know what you guys think. Please ask questions down in the comments. Comment anything you guys want. And I am thinking about doing a giveaway once I hit 100 subscribers, which is still far off, but let me know if you guys are interested in that. Maybe I'll give away a CD code for a game. So let me know. I'll catch you on my next video. Bye.